Under the leadership of our overseers, Reverend Fred and Kami Igo, the King's Life Ministry is a 21st century church presenting the gospel in the language of today's world, revealing Christ, transforming lives, giving hope, bringing healing, and raising leaders.
Now, if you know that Jesus has been faithful to you, wave your hands. Come on. Yeah.
Good morning. This is Reverend Fred Igo. I hope you had a restful night and a blessed weekend. I'd like you to receive these spirit-filled words today to start your week. I've titled it, Stop Telling Yourself the Wrong
Please,
Story.
can we pray
If there's
this
one
morning?
thing I'm not proud of is that I can't speak any language except English. For years, I have struggled with my own tribal dialect.
Eternal Rock of
But
Ages.
just only a few years ago, I realized what the real problem is. I was asking the Lord for insight and biblical truth. He told me he can't help me until I opened my mind. I was shocked because I felt I was ready. He explained to me that biblical truth is hidden in the original language in which the Bible is written. To access that depth, I will have to learn the language. I quickly responded, Lord, you know I'm not gifted with language abilities. That's the lie you've been telling yourself for years that has locked your mind, the Lord replied. You've said that over and over again, and it has registered in your subconscious as true. But there's nothing you cannot do if you set your mind to do it. My heart burns as he said those words to me. Today I'm still taking baby steps to learn the Hebrew Aleph Beth, but it's opening the depths of God to me. In Judges chapter 6 verses 11 to 16, the angel that was sent to Gideon had a tough time convincing him to take that responsibility of forming an army to deliver Israel from Midian, their enemy. All the stories Gideon had been telling himself had been negative. God has abandoned us, and my clan is the weakest in the whole tribe of Manasseh. I am the least in my entire family. Here's what the Lord said to him that opened his mind up. You are a mighty man of valor, Gideon. In other words, you are not the weakest, you are the strongest. When he changed what he was telling himself, he became what he was born to be. My friends, search your subconscious for wrong cliches, parables, stories, statements running your life like spamware. I'll mention just a few. I'm not smart. I'm a lazy person. I cannot do business. I'm not cut out for that. Anger is my
On a sister that is she's a business person, a business personality. You find her in every of the businesses that has something to do with profit. Every time you see her, she's counting money. So this morning, I'm calling no other person than Sister Joy Asian. Please, can you come and make your way down to the altar? Make your way to the podium while you speak to us this morning. Thank you. So encourage her as she comes, please. Just encourage her. Thank you. Sorry. Okay. Without much ado, we'll move on to one of our newest, fastest fingers on web development. And so we are happy to call him because we know that, his background is something to really be thankful of. And, when you see people like this, you just want to find out what is it that is pushing them, what is making them do what they do. So I will not speak any longer, but I'll just only call him so he can come and speak for himself. So this morning we're calling on Akintunde to come in. Thank you. Encourage him as he comes to stay. Okay, thank you. So, well, a lot of times we as a people will say that businesses have been really tough. And then, but some people are still swimming in, good cash. And some people are doing things also to make life good for them and other people within their sphere of influence. And so we just want people to understand that, yes, it might be tough out there, but then again, you can start small and you can do something to make sure that you get by. And then again, for us as kingdom people, we know how not to do business. And so these people here are here to tell us how they have been faring in the marketplace so that we all can learn. Thank you. So I'll speak to Miss Joy Ashen. So, what exactly do you do in areas of, because you spoke to me the last time and I was so excited to see that, you know, the Bolt, you know, people do Bolt and Uber, Taxify, and a lot of people complain about it. Yes, we know that in every business there are hazards and there are challenges. But then you have been in this business for 4 years. How has it been for you? Maybe you can tell the viewers so they can understand what challenges you have faced or you're facing, or how good the business have been for you. Thank you. Hallelujah. Sorry, do you want to take it?
Okay, I started I started with Uber, and then I now added Bolt. I started it about 4 years ago when I got my car. And, you know, I just told myself, okay, why did you know, this car now that you have, what are you going to do with it? Are you just going to park the car at home and then just, you know, be going out to visit friends, family? Why not use it and make money? So, of course, people discouraged me. Oh, you want to do this? For a woman, it's not good though. You know, it's too stressful. I said, okay, will you dash me money? If I beg you money, will you give me? So please just chill, let me do this. So I registered my car and I started, you know, it was, you know, at first, I was so excited when I started. Oh, so I can really make money this way with this business. And you know, people that I carry, they are always excited when it's a woman. Oh, a lady, wow. And you know, at the end of the trip, you know, they even tip me. They give me, you know, more than the, you know, the fare or the amount, you know, they've been charged. So, and I now saw that, okay, you know, I can actually generate income from this thing. You know, really good income. You know, if you know what you're doing, in a week you can make a lot. No, depending on how far you go, you understand. Some people like going so far because, you know, if you go far, your money, you know, will be high. So I never saw it as any challenge. The only challenge in Lagos is traffic. That's just it. But apart from that, I enjoy it. I meet lovely people. Sometimes I meet nasty people. But I just tell myself, come, how many hours will you stay in my car? 30 minutes, and I will drop you off. So, you know, I try not to look at that, you know, nasty aspect. I just focus on the possibility of meeting good and quality people. And really, I've really met a lot of people. Some people have really been so, you know, like, you know, after dropping them, they still call me afterwards, you know, to do off-ride. And till now, they still call me till now. Oh, please, madam, are you free? Please, can you come and pick me? And I'm like, wow, why not? Where are you going? And I take them and they, you know, so and I charge and they give me my fare. So far so good. It's been nice, it's been wonderful. It's been a good experience, you know, doing that.
Wow, that's wonderful. I mean, wonderful to hear because, you know, we live in a world where, you know, people say that some businesses are gender-based. But then, I mean, this is her showing us that all things are possible. And then, you know, for a woman to get on a business like this, you can imagine what it is like to, you know, to always be in the, you know, in the tussle on a daily basis. So, I mean, I give you a thumbs up, and I really like what you're doing because you're going to be encouraging a lot of women out there, people who just feel that, you know, I mean, you said something to yourself which is very instructive to me. You said you bought a car and you said to yourself, so why do I? What is this car meant for? Is it just to take me to where I'm going? And you know, but you said to yourself that it can also make profit for you, so then you embarked on this business. That's wonderful. Thank you for your chipping. So now, Mr. Tunde, I hear you did anatomy.
Yes, I did.
You did anatomy.
Yes.
So, wow, that's wonderful. you would have been reading, you'd have been reading a lot of books, to get to that point.
Yeah, I studied anatomy at the University of Medical Sciences, and yes, the goal was always to be a medical doctor, but along the line, things changed.
Okay, things changed.
Yeah, things changed,
Okay.
and yeah, paths changed as well, and I decided to go into web development.
Okay, just hold your thoughts a bit. I hear that while you were in school, you were also doing something that was apart from anatomy. What was it that you were doing then?
Okay, so while I was in university, I was always attracted to coding or web design or web development. This was like 4 years ago. So at the time, I think it was because I knew that there was potential in the field.
Okay.
So at the time, I had somebody who was very good at it, and I was not so good at it. I was just more towards the business side. Guy, we can make this a business. So I would get the customers, and he would do what he needs to do, and the job is done. So along the line, I decided to pick up a few things. But I started with just web design, because at the time, coding was scary to me. Like, what's going on? It was a new language, a new environment for me. So I always used to run away from anything that had to do with programming. I just used to design, and we're good to go. So it was just generally making a business out of it, despite the fact that I was studying anatomy. And the person who was designing or developing the website was also studying medicine and surgery at the time.
Wow.
So it was really a company that's actually how we birthed the company that I currently have today.
Wow, that's wonderful. So now you are a web developer, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
now
can you
I'm a web developer.
Can you tell us what you do in web development?
Okay, so now with web development and app development, I'm now a backend developer. I recently did a training, a backend software developer. So I basically create web applications, normal applications, websites, basically the logic aspect. I deal now with the logic aspect. Originally, I started with the design, the front end, but now I'm more of the back end.
Okay. Right now you're doing the back end.
Yes,
all
the back end development.
What's the difference? Because a lot of people want to find out. You're saying front end, back end. I mean, what's the difference?
All right, so basically the front end is the aspect that you see whenever you open an app or you open a website. So that's the portion that you see. Basically the buttons, the images, the behavior of the website or the web page, how you react to it. That's generally just front end. So back end is the logic. That's the portion that makes those things work. Okay, so if a user does this, what's going to happen next? If a user does that, what's going to happen next? That's basically the back end, just the logic.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. So just hold your thoughts a bit. So Sister Joy, I wanted to find out, in trying to do this Uber, all right, so what does it entail? What documents did you present? What is it that you did, that made it easy for you to start the business?
Very, very easy. There's no big deal there. You just go to the company. You have to go to the company, and then your car must be up to date. Like for Uber, I think they take from 2010 car that is from 2010. Bolt, I think 2009
yes.
and above. So if your car is on that age
Range,
bracket,
yeah.
so you can go and you go to the company, and then they will now inspect your car. They have to inspect your car. Your documents must be up to date, driver's license, everything. Then you go for training.
Okay.
You go for training. They have to train you how to talk to your riders, how to be polite, and of course you meet different people every day, so they have to train you very well, like customer care.
Okay.
So after that, you're good to go.
Okay.
There's nothing.
There are situations I've seen in Uber and in Bolt and this transport system. Now, but which is you will find maybe you call someone up, you will see a different picture, and then when the person comes, is a different person entirely. Now, sometimes it's worrisome, it's scary. Maybe so it looks like someone else registered the business, but somebody else is riding. So, how has it been in Uber or in all this transport system? What is it that did they encourage it? Is it something? How are you guys going about it?
No. That is fraudulent. If you happen to request for a ride and a different person comes to pick you or with a different car,
Yes.
please don't enter.
Okay.
Cancel the ride.
Yeah, so that's a red flag.
Yes.
It's a
cancel
red
the ride.
flag because sometimes you go on, make the application, you apply that you want a rider, and you see different things. Sometimes you want to even pay. When you want to pay online, you see that the name on the bank details is different from the name which you booked. Say for instance you see David Epo as the rider. Then when you want to pay, he gives you another bank account. I mean,
I don't get that.
now
Who gives you another bank
now
account?
the person, the driver, say you want to pay him now. You finished your ride,
Okay.
and so I mean, how do you track that truly I have paid this guy? How do you know? Because since he has given you a different account that is not in your own name. Because someone once picked me and they said, "Oh, sorry, the woman is my wife." So, but her account, she has a problem with her account. That's why I'm using this other account. Have you met something like that? Have you heard of things like that?
I have not. Actually, some people, okay, you have two ways. You can pay through cash, or you pay with your card.
Yes.
And if you pay with your card, it goes straight to the company's account, not you. Then every Monday they give you your own money. So, but if it's cash, you give the driver cash, and that's it. So far the driver ends the ride. You don't have any business with the driver again.
Okay,
You've
so
done your part.
okay, so in essence, what you're saying is we can still make the payment, but what happens is they will reconcile it from that place.
Yeah, from that place.
Knowing that
You don't have any
you
business.
actually paid.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine, fair enough. Because I know that there are people that will be afraid of such things. To say, why are you giving me a different account number? And
Just make sure that the driver ends the ride.
Yes.
Once the ride ends, and again, they're going to send you a receipt. The company will send you a receipt of your ride. So you will see the amount you paid for. So you don't have any problem.
Oh, okay, that's wonderful. Wonderful, thank you. So, Tunde, I wanted to find out something. Why do you have so much passion to work? I mean, it's troublesome. It's worrisome to think that, a youth, yes, I know that a lot of people want to make money, they want to go about their lives and, be responsible and all that. But why is that for you? Because every regular youth is doing something questionable. It's funny, but I'm not saying all of them, but I'm saying a good number of people are doing questionable things. Why, for you, why do you want to make it right for yourself? Why are you going into all of this business, web development and all that?
Okay, so basically, I think the answer is vision. I've always had a vision of where I see myself, and I understand that sometimes I understand this perfectly well, that the journey might not be smooth, but one thing that keeps me going is the vision. I know where exactly I want to be, or I know where God wants me to be, and I am working very hard to make sure that I get there. Now, it's not going to be smooth, obviously, but it's going to be worth it at the end of the day.
Okay, so in the area of web development, how have you created an impact? I hear that you have a website, all right?
Yes.
Or is it an app you have?
No, website for now.
So can you tell us about it, please?
Okay, so the website I have is lagosdowntown.com.
Lagos Downtown.
Yes, Lagos Downtown is gotten from the name Isale Eko. It's basically to mimic the concept of Lagos markets. Basically you have a place where you can shop online with things that are not so expensive. And also you can buy bulk prices as well. So we're partnering with vendors, as many vendors as possible. And we're still looking for more vendors because we're in that phase right now. But we have the mobile website going on right now. It's live, it's going through. We don't have a lot of products because we're still welcoming a lot of vendors. So basically we're trying to verify vendors before we then upload their products to the website. So that's basically what we do. It's lagosdowntown.com. That's basically where we are. It's a business that was birthed by me, my brother, and one other person.
Okay, so are you live now?
Yes, we're live now.
You're live now?
Yes.
So that means the business is on. People can go in to do...
Yes, people can go in to shop. But Yes, we're basically live right now. We don't have a lot of products right now, but we're live.
Okay. So, what's the name of your business? What's the name of that? You said Lagos Downtown.
Yes, LagosDowntown.com.
So they need to do, if they want to go in there, it's just lagosdowntown.com. It will
Yes,
take them straight to the
take them
page.
straight there. Yeah.
Wow, wonderful. I mean, that's a good thing going on there. So if you want to find out what Lagos Downtown is all about, just go to lagosdowntown.com to see what Tunde and the partners are actually doing. I mean, people are doing wonderful things on this earth, and then you can track them to even young men who are not finding their hands in very fishy things, But at the same time, we believe that these are the people that are setting the stage for many good things to come. And I believe that you'll be one of them also. So for Uber, I don't know. Oh, sorry, when I say Uber, I don't know why I mentioned their name, but I would say the transport system in Nigeria. So what is the hope for taxi men? Because it looks like this new disruptive transportation system just came and took over the whole place. What is the hope for the regular taxi men, the yellow cabs, and all of them? I mean, maybe.
Well, surprisingly, most of them, they've even switched to that side. Yes, I know a lot of them that have done that. And again, when Uber came, the price, they now started slashing down their prices, because before, if you want to get a yellow cab, number one, you have to trek out of your house, go to the roadside, wait, get wherever you want to get. Probably you have something to carry. You take the person to your house to pick your things, and all those stress now cut off. So they are now like, oh, these people have come to spoil business. So they're not beginning to realize that, wow, things have really changed. So majority of them, they've either register with Bolt or Uber, or they slash their prices. So it's just, I don't know.
So, but I will still see a lot of them anyway. Maybe they have other cars, or like you said, they've switched from the one that they have. That means they will have to repaint the car.
Repaint the car.
Or they will, because...
Or rather, okay, fine, they can still maintain their yellow cab,
yes,
but their prices will come down. Because fine, there's no AC in your car.
Yes.
So why are you charging me so much money?
Yes.
So I rather request for a ride and stay in my bedroom, and the driver will come and pick me just in front of my house. So those
Okay, so but would you say that, in your own estimate, would you say that Uber or this transportation system has worked for you? Is something over the years that you have seen and it has worked for you? Is this something that you can say boldly?
Yes. Okay, fine. It's like a side hustle for me, actually.
Okay.
And the good part is that you don't have to do it 9 to 5.
Okay.
No. Like me, I go out when I feel like. I start sometimes. Okay, they have morning rush and evening rush. So morning rush from 8 to 12. That the people go to work and the road is busy. From 12 to 3, everywhere is calm. So I go off the road. Then from 4 to 7, the road is busy again when people are coming back from work. So when you now when you now plan your time, so you can work 4 hours a day and you make cool money and you go inside your house. So it depends on where you go to, actually. So, but those rush hour, you have what they call surge.
Yes.
So the price is like times 4.
Wow.
So if you work during surge period, if you just carry 4 or 5 people, you can make up to 20,000.
Wow.
10, 15, 20,000, depending on how far you go. From mainland to Lekki, sometimes someone can pay up to 6,000 when it's surge period.
But how does that tell on your car, the wear and tear?
That's another issue, actually, because when I started, my car was really, it was my baby. But now I'm managing it, so I don't really go far. Each time, my car just left the mechanic, fix this, the chocks, the bushing, bolt joints, all those stuffs. And because I'm into the business, I now know areas to go to. There's some places you request, I just tell you I am not going, and nothing will happen. Yes. It's my car. There was a time when I did Uber, I went to Ijegun, somewhere I don't know, but I was so excited. I just started. So I took this a young guy from Pan Atlantic. He was coming back from school, from GRA Ikeja, and he said he was going to Ijegun. I said, where is that? He said, after Ikotu. I said, okay, come in. So it was around 3:30 in the afternoon, or no, 2:30. And I picked him, and I said, okay, let me go through Sele. From Sele, I maneuver and all that. And that day it was like all the traffic demon came out. That day was traffic day. I was like, what is happening? I got to Ijegun after 9 in the evening. Yes,
wow.
After 9 in the evening. I was practically crying.
Wow.
But why I did not stop the guy, I wanted to tell him to calm down, don't pay, just go. But he was carrying luggages. And I said, come, this can be my son. Will I drop my son on the road? And because of that, so I just managed. I was like, God, why did I go on this trip? When I got to Ijegun and dropped him in front of his dad, the mother came out, oh, thank you, my daughter. And at the end of the day, the ride, the money Uber paid, the money they charged the guy that was why I even stopped Uber. I don't do it. They charged him 3,000 something.
What?
For a trip of 7 hours or so. I was like, what? What is this? In fact, I just stayed inside the car. It was Victoria I called, because she's the person I always call. Victoria, I'm tired, I'm not doing this again. What is it? What happened? I now explained to her. She said, it's okay. Calm down. Where are you now? I said, Ijego, I don't even know the place. Okay, how will you go home? I don't know. I now put my map. I didn't pick anybody again because it's late. I was scared. Yes. And my map took me through Egbeda, through all the traffic. I got home 11:45, the midnight.
Wow.
And that was it. I said, I'm not doing this. So for me, no far ride for me. You're going far, you won't see me. Egbeda, you're wasting your time. If I don't see where you're going, because they show us where the person is going.
Yes.
Once I see it's Igbaja, or I don't pick, because that means I'm not going. So.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, just to know that you have a choice.
Yeah, you have a choice.
And that's a good thing. You have a choice of where you want to go to, because, I mean, it's indicative on the system to know where you want to go. And then again, to do this business also, you need to empathize with people, because the truth is, you don't go all out, say it's my business and I have to do it anyway. I mean, she thought about the guy who could be her son and all that. And that's part of business also. You must have empathy in business. And that's so wonderful what you have done. But then I know that over time, things worked out for you. That's fine.
Amen.
I know. So, Mr. Tunde, so how do you intend to, have you gotten to that level where you can begin to teach people on certain coding and all of that? I mean,
oh yes, I actually teach people coding, because one of the things that pushed me to teaching people is because I looked at my journey and I realized that at some point it was difficult and now it's fairly easy. So I have an idea of how people will struggle if they were in my shoe. So I started teaching a few people how to code. I basically teach them WordPress, website design. I teach them Python. I teach them a few things that I know so far. So and it's something I actually enjoy. So it's something that, because the more you teach, the more you know, the more you learn. And there are a few times where people I'm teaching end up teaching me certain things. Oh, this is here, did you know? And I'm like, oh, I actually didn't know about that. So it's something that has actually encouraged me to actually continue. Okay. So yeah, something that...
Wow, so the more you teach, the more you learn, all right? And you've said that, sometimes whilst teaching them, you also learn certain things from them also. That's wonderful. So, but I believe that people can begin to, do you have where people can enroll or something? Or how do they get to you? If, like for children, can you teach children maybe in secondary school, primary school? Who are the level of people that you think you can teach at this level?
Basically, I feel like I can teach anybody, because no matter who you are, no matter what level you are, we're basically going to start from elementary level. We're going to actually try to simplify it, because one of the things that discourages people is the learning curve in programming. It's just unpredictable. So we try as much as possible to make it gradual, elementary level, and then slowly we rise to the harder parts, and then we allow you to do your own project. So I basically feel I could handle, teaching anybody who is ready to learn, as long as you're ready and you're passionate about it. Okay. Yes, we're good to go.
So as long as you're ready to learn, you can actually come to him. You can find your way to his website, to his Instagram handles, or whatever, his social media handle, so that you can begin to learn about coding and anything that has to do with web development. So if you have questions, please bring them on so that they can answer. They are here for you, and they'll tell you what it is that you can do to actually get on what it is they are doing. So you said something when you were talking the last time. You said, that Uber, this new transportation system thing is a side hustle for you. What is the thing that you do? What's the main thing that you do?
Okay, I trade.
You trade?
I trade Forex. Yes.
You trade Forex?
Yes, so if I'm not online, if I'm not busy trading, I own my app.
Wow, if you say you trade online, I mean, that's scary for me, because a lot of people run away from this thing called Forex. How have you stayed on it? Have you made money from it?
Yes, I have. I've made money. I've made money and I'm still making money.
Please, we can't hear you.
I've made money and I'm still making money.
You've made money and you're still making money?
Yeah.
Please, can you just teach us? I mean, how have you been making money?
Well, Forex is like learning. I mean, it's like you're in school. For you to be a good trader, you have to learn the act of trading. There are things you go through. You have to keep reading. Forex has its own, how will I put it? It's like you're studying a course. For you to pass that course, you have to read, all it entails to pass that course. So that's just about Forex. We have everything about Forex. We have what they call Naked Forex. That book, you read from A to Z, for beginners. What you need to do, candlestick pattern. You have to understand the candlesticks. What they tell you. A yellow candlestick, a green candlestick tells you a different thing entirely. So all those things, just if you want to know, I'll teach you.
Okay, that's wonderful. Because when you talked about yellow candlesticks, green candlesticks, and all these sticks, the one for me is a lot of, even with all these sticks you are talking about, people have lost money.
Yeah.
So I would have thought that a candlestick will give you light so that you know where not to go.
No, it's not, when you trade Forex, it's not as if you won't lose money, but there's what they call risk management.
Okay.
You have to minimize
Risk.
your risk, so you don't lose too much.
Okay.
So that's just it. Of course, I still lose money. Definitely, I last week I lost money, but it was minimal, because there are some things I didn't put well and I lost money. But later I now went back and I saw where the mistake came from. So, but plus and minus, Forex is like if you take it seriously, you sit down and you study the naked Forex or candlesticks patterns, is something that you will enjoy, because you find out that sometimes, in fact, Forex, pay my bills.
Okay.
Pay my bills. There are times I make so much and I use it to clear my bills. So it's
Okay,
good.
that's fine.
Yes.
Again, I think whilst talking to you sometime, I heard you told me again that you learn. I don't know, did you borrow people money to do business? So how has that fared
That's
so far?
about investing. Okay, that's why I do all these things.
Okay.
My Uber, my Taxify, or my Bolt, I make money from there. I now put it together. I have people that are into business, and then I go to them. Do you want money to do your business? Fine, I can give you money. How much do you want? And they tell me, and I look at it. Okay, can he pay? I have two people right now that are my real clients. One woman, she sells Indomie.
Okay.
And one Malam, he has a kiosk just in front of the house, and they are selling.
Okay.
So I give them, I started with 20, from 20, 50, from 50, 100. So, and each month, they give me 10%. No, sorry, Okay, 10%. Because the 100,000 is paying 10,000
Yes.
every month. The 50 is paying 5,000 every month. So that way, I'm like,
Okay, so what is your risk threshold in that? How do you know people not to give money, and the ones that you gave money at some point?
Yeah.
Did they default?
No.
But how do you ensure that somebody will pay you back?
Well,
What are the things you do?
okay, because I know them very well. I've known them for a long time, and I know their houses. I know where to go to if they don't pay me. I know their family. I know everything. And when I have a book. I document what you took. You sign. I sign, and then at the end of the month, you give me. You sign. You've paid. I sign. You've paid, and it's been working so far.
Wow. Okay, that's wonderful. But I know that as we're listening, that we can also see a better way that we can help in making sure that that business moves forward. She's been working so hard and ensuring that the investment business, which she does in borrowing people money, works. And clearly you can see that she says that it is working. And it is working, but I believe that she can also make it auto in a way where things can change, and there will be some kind of way where she can track people and all that. So local intelligence works in this way. But then again, we can do more. But I mean, it's wonderful what you're doing, and I believe that a lot of people are going to learn from this. She's so diverse. If you see her, how does she get money to give these people? She says she runs the business, the transport business, and she does the forex so that she can get funds to borrow people who would do investment. So, that right there is a businesswoman that you want to be. So, Mr. Tunde, what do you want to advise us? How do you think web development can change the landscape of Nigeria at the moment? Some things we are doing now, we do almost like we do at a level where, you used to see people do stuff like they write paper, carry files and all of that. Now this web development, how can it help in the Nigerian landscape to help us see how we can manage things effectively, without doing the manual that we're used to?
Okay, basically, technology is a very powerful tool, and everything is becoming technology-based. Even our currency is now, we have the e-naira now. Everything is going online. I know that Nigeria is a bit slow to get there, but it's inevitable. We will get there. And I always tell people it's best to just key into that one way or another. It's not just web development, it's like tech in general. Learn something in line with that because it's going to be useful in every field. One of the reasons why I love tech so much is because it's very relevant in almost every field. Even in healthcare, it's relevant. In accounting, currencies now are adopting. We have so many fintech applications, so many fintech companies. So whether we like it or not, everything is going to go online at some point. So it's best we understand that now and try and start working towards that direction. So that's basically the advice I'll give every Nigerian youth. Try and work towards that direction of technology. Try and add technology to everything that you do. Don't just use these things, also learn how to be a part of these things by creating as well. So that's my...
Okay, that's wonderful. So, but I hear that you do something again, you sing.
Oh yes, I sing as well.
What's that part of you? I don't understand it. Can you explain it?
Okay, so music has been a passion. I've always been passionate about music, and at some point I did it professionally. I have a few songs out there. You can get it on Audio Mac, you can get it on everywhere. My name is AKT. That's my stage name, yeah. So, yeah, my songs are out there. You can Google them as well. I have a few, so.
Wow, wonderful. So, you sing, you're a web developer, you
Yes.
read anatomy.
Yes.
It looks like you can go to any height. So, there's so much you're doing. How are you able to do all of these things?
Okay, one advice I got when I was really young is that from the age of 20 to 25 or 20 to 30, within that range, try and learn as much as you can. And that's something I held on to. It's the learning phase for me right now, so I try to learn as many things as possible. At a point, I learned cosmetic science, yes. You know, I was passionate about skincare at some point too.
Skincare,
So
wow.
I learned it. Like, I mean, I just want to learn as many things as I can. And I know that with time I'll use it. You know, it's going to be something that I will use and benefit from.
Wow, wonderful. I mean, that's wonderful to hear. I mean, this guy is just a bundle of talents. You know, he's doing so much. And then, you know, so for me, I believe that, I mean, what he's doing is trying to change so many things. He's trying to change the way people believe in themselves. Because a lot of people just think, oh, I cannot do this, I cannot do this. But then again, one thing is clear in all of these things that we're seeing here today. We're seeing that they have multiple disciplines that they're running. And that means that if you search in yourself, if you search deeply and in yourself, you will find that there are deposits of God inside of you. There are things that God has done that you've not been able to discover. So if you find that thing that God has done for you, you are able to bring it out and be on the journey to making it a profit. So I believe that everybody has got this thing in them. You have to look out for what is in you. There are things you learn, there are things that you have inside of you. But then above all, you have to make sure that you sharpen these things that God has given you, because the truth is, hey, if you need to fell a tree, what do you need to do? You need to sharpen your axe. Now, so when you sharpen your axe, in 1 second you're done. But then if you go with something that is very blunt, you will be there all day long. So not having talent and all of these things is not enough, but being able to learn it and put it into use every now and again is wonderful, and that's what we all need to do. So in 1 minute, Ma, what would you like to say to us in all of these things that you have done? How do you want to encourage us, people that intend to go into business of any sort?
Of any sort, or the one I'm doing?
Well, the one you're doing.
Okay. In this present time and season that we are in Nigeria, you don't have to sit down in one place and sulk or cry. You know, you just have to come out and do something. Especially, okay, like for instance, there's a guy I picked once, and he said, "Oh, madam, are you a graduate?" Because the way you speak, you know, I can tell that, you know, you're not just an ordinary driver. I said, "Yes, I'm a graduate. I went to University of Ibadan." I said, "Wow, and you're doing this? Wow, this is amazing." He said, "Do you know that, you know, I did this once, and my wife said if I disgrace her again, that she's going to call family members." And I said, "Why?" He said, "Because I'm doing Uber. That the thing caused so much problem at home that I had to quit." I said, "Wow, I don't, well, maybe because, you know, she has a man that is feeding her, you're giving her money, and she's cool with it, you know." So I think women should, especially women should like come out of that mentality. Just see it as, you know, a degrading stuff. Because the moment you do, sorry, or yours is your case. Because now you need more than 10 different sources of income in this time to survive. If you're depending on your salary, I tell you, you will just, I don't know what to tell you. So I don't know, most women are really like that. They just believe that, you know, that, you know, it's a shameful thing. And when I pick them, sometimes they sit at the back, and I like, "Oh, no problem, cool." I offer them groundnuts, I offer them water, you know. There was one I picked once, and she requested I picked, she cancelled, requested I picked, she cancelled, requested I picked, she cancelled. And the fourth time, she requested I picked again. I said, "I will keep picking this thing." And when I went to pick her, I saw her with her husband outside, and the man greeted me so nicely. "Oh, madam, welcome, how are you? Wow, I really, you know, I really admire you." And she entered. When we started the ride, I calmed down. Later, and I said, "Please, can I ask a question? Why were you cancelling?" She said, "Because I don't want trouble." No. I said, "Trouble? How?" She said, "Because women are troublesome. I don't want trouble from any woman." And I'm like, "You don't want trouble, but you're a woman like me. So why you say you don't want trouble?" She said, "I know, I beg. She doesn't want that." It was her husband that said, "Why not leave this thing? I mean, she's a fellow woman like you. Why not allow her pick you? Why you, okay, you're judging her. Are you not seeing her? Why not allow her pick you? Then you can judge." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. So that's just it. Okay, have you been picked by a woman before?" They said, "No." I said, "Then you're judging me already. And it's wrong." By the end of the ride, she apologized that she's so sorry because we gisted all through, that she's so sorry. So I don't know, a lot of women especially, it's either they are ashamed to do this, or when the woman picks them, they see it as, you know, competition. they want to behave like, I said, this is my car. In my mind, I said, this is my car. I can stop this ride and tell you to go. Nothing will happen. So if I decide to carry you, I'm doing it because I need your money. It's the money I want. I don't need your face. So pay me and go. So I calm down. I try to manage them. I really manage them a lot. I just keep calm. Pay me. Bye. I don't wish to see you again. And that's it.
Wow, thank you. I mean, in a nutshell, she has said to us that no business is gender-based. So, which means that everybody can go into anything that you want to do. All right? So, one last word from you, sir.
Okay, my advice for business in general is that collaboration is key. I know that sometimes when you want to do a particular job, get all the money, and it can tell on your body, it can tell on you, it can tell on your health. Learn to collaborate with people. It makes the job easier, it makes it better, more quality, and I've learned that the hard way. And also, if I could advise you based on my field, it's learn a programming language today. We don't know where the world is going to, but I can tell you, technology is going to be everything at some point. Try and learn a programming language. It's going to be helpful.
Wow, wonderful. Well, thank you for coming this morning. This is what we do in KLM Business Forum every Sunday, 8 to 9 a.m. So we try to bring people who are doing business, who are doing regular things like you and I, and people who can come here to encourage us to be better in what we're doing and to also learn certain things that we need to learn to be better in our businesses. So we'll look forward to hearing from you again, from everyone, from our viewers. We thank you for listening to us. And we believe that every Sunday we'll have something good for everyone so that we all will become better and good for the humanity in which we live in. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you. All right. Can you just encourage them?